It's me, Renee. I'm back. So, sorry, it's a bit sunny today. So this is gonna be my, let's say, March, February wrap up. At first, I thought I'll just do the whole month, then I thought, you know what? I did contemporary one, and I did TBR and wrap up for that one. So if I'm going to talk about those again, I feel like it will be like a bit of a repeat. So I'm just going to do the books that I did not read for contemporary readathon. Contemporary readathon, which lasted 2 weeks. Pretty sure it lasted 2 weeks. Anyway, it was in February, and I've already done it. And both the TBR and the wrap up, I'll link both in doobly-doo. So yeah, I'm just going to show you the books that I read that are not included in that. I have some books and some audiobooks. So, you know what? I'll just go and take the book that I finished lastly, and then go backwards in time. Yeah. So I actually finally finished and read Brightly Burning by Alexa Dawn. I finished it last week. I'd picked it up, I think maybe beginning of last week. No, I think I just read it in 1 or 2 sittings actually. Yeah, I think I picked it up actually 1 week ago. Yeah, and then I just read it. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, I read it in a few sittings and I really enjoyed it. And might I say, even maybe I enjoyed more than the original. Just so you know, this is a retelling of Jane Eyre. So even though I really like Jane Eyre, this one was kind of better in some ways. It was really interesting. Really enjoyed it. It's a science fiction, YA science fiction, which you don't really have that much of. Normally I don't really like sci-fi, I find it too confusing. This one did it in a very good way. It wasn't really all that mumbo-jumbo or confusing stuff or anything like that. The world building was perfect and it was just very good done. So yeah, very good book. Nice way to end the month, or one of the books really. It was the last sorry. It was the last book read this month. I did listen to some books on audio, but I didn't start any new books. This month in February. So yeah, this one actually gave it 5 stars. Loved it, absolutely loved it. I haven't done a book review on it. Thinking I might do it. Think I might not. Not sure. Like I'm starting to think like how many reviews, how many of the books that you read do people want reviews of? Because I mean, you kind of just select the reviews in wrap-ups, and before I was just kind of thinking like I'll do reviews of the books that I kind of need to talk about for hours and hours. But then, what happens if 1 month, like in February, where you read a lot, and a lot of the books you have opinions about and thoughts about? Do you just do tons of book reviews that month? I suppose why not? Do you have any ideas? Viewers? Maybe you don't have any ideas? Comment them in a doodle-doo. If you comment them, please give me your ideas, please. Okay, so just gonna move on to next. And then actually 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago actually. I read this one. Someone's Second, Fanget til Pompeii. So it's a Norwegian book. It's written by an author close to where I grew up, so that's kind of fun, kind of a hook for me at least. It's a time travel middle grade series. I love time travel. Honestly though, this series I felt like it could be done so much more. This book, it was fine. It wasn't awesome, but it wasn't awful. It was just fine, really. I mean, you read it fast, and I suppose if you haven't read that many books, like if you're 10 or 11, you might love this. For me, I read much better books. I still plan to read the 3rd book because I bought the whole trilogy from the library. But yeah, this one is not really sticking in my head so much. It's a read, really. And then I have the Book of Love. This could be that as well. The Look of Love by Sarah Geo. I actually have a book review of this, just haven't posted it yet. I suppose I might post it now because relevance again. But yeah, It was actually the first book I read this month. Oh, sorry, this month in February, and yeah, let down. I did not really enjoy it. It was I loved the premise, and then the execution was kind of like, really, really. I felt like you could have done so much more with it, and I don't know. I felt they had potential, but that's really it, potential, but it didn't really live up to it. So yeah, and then I read. Sorry. Then lovely. And then I read words, and then I read. You know what I wanted to just check it here. I'm Pregnant by Ted Kaplan and Jenny Henriks. Or, well, this is the Norwegian version, so Oppdrag Abort. Usually, books in Norwegian take like years to get translated, so it's fun that this was translated last year, or like, yeah, last year, while like it came out just a few months ago in English, so that's cool. Yeah, and I read this one, actually not for contemporary fun, but during the February. Um, sorry. Highly enjoyed it. Very funny. And they get into a lot of hijinks. I suppose you probably have heard of it, or might have heard of it. It's about a teen who gets pregnant. She doesn't want a baby. But to get an abortion in her state in the US, she has to get permission from her parents. And her parents are very conservative, so she won't get that. So she decides to travel to a different state to get an abortion there. So she have to go to a road trip for like 14 hours. But she doesn't have a car herself, so she gets her frenemy, I suppose, in a way, an old friend who's now a more anime-ish, and they go to a road trip together, and stuff ensues. Very funny, but it's also heartfelt and emotional, and yeah, highly recommend it. Very fun, very thoughtful and emotional, and yeah, very good book. Loved it, absolutely loved it. It's one of the great books I read this month, I would say. And that's all the non-contemporary, non-audiobooks that I read this month. But I did also listen to some audiobooks. Sorry. I listened to Bedlam. I should stop doing this because you don't really see it. Suppose I could do it like that. No, you don't really see it because it's so. I suppose I could do that. There, Bedlam. Oh yeah, it's pretty close. I'm learning. Bedlam by Skullduggery Presents by Derek Landy. It's the 12th book in the Skullduggery Present series. Or if you're thinking like if you're dividing it up because it's two series but it's the same universe. If you're dividing it up, it's the third book. I first thought it was going to be the last book. That is the last. This series was supposed to be a trilogy, and then I started reading it and started reading reviews. Like, oh, it's gonna be more! Yay! So that's cool because you don't really ever want it to end because it's such a great universe. And yeah, it's actually the first time I listened to a Skullduggery Pleasant's book on audio, and the narrator was doing it amazingly. It's just very enjoying, amusing listening to it on audio. He was doing a great job with different voices and stuff. And it's so fun to have all the Irish accents, read out loud to you, like hearing them in your ear. It's so fun. And yeah, I would really recommend trying it an audiobook. I'm definitely doing more audiobooks with this series. And yeah, as I said before, it's a very fun series, one of my favorite series. It gets a bit violent now and then, like it has torture scenes, which I skipped. I don't want to listen to or read torture. But like it has very good originality and world building and characters and all the other stuff is just top notch. So yeah, I mean, there's no books that 100% perfect, and I really love most of the aspect of this series. So yeah, I finished that one. I started before contemporary fun. Then I took a bit of a break because it's not contemporary, and then I finished it after contemporary fun. I suppose though, some people say contemporary fun is not like the genre contemporary, but it's like books that are published lately. I'm thinking it's probably more right to say it's the genre that it's not supposed to be magic or science fiction. But hey, I'm not going to tell you don't read uh, fantasy that's published today. I mean, you read what you read. I don't really think the contemporary readathon hosts were like policing, saying like, "You did it wrong, you did it wrong." Actually, pretty sure they didn't do it. So yeah, so yeah, I read that one. Really annoying. Really, really enjoying that one. So it's another great read for or listen for the words. Uh, uh, for the month. Uh, moment. I'm just using my mobile phone to just look stuff up, and suddenly, like, I'm there, I'm there. I'm like, touchscreen, it's good, but it's also like kind of impractical because if you touch a bit wrong, if you're just doodling, like suddenly you clicked on something. How annoying. Oh yeah, so yeah, I read that one, I listened to that one. I also listened to moment to let it load. That was during that one. No, I didn't. Get a moment. Yeah, I'm so good. So I just discovered that one of the books that I forgot to talk about was actually this one, Rat Queens Volume 2. It's not contemporary, so but it's still running in February, so yeah. So it's in its wrap up. It's a comic book. It's the second one in the series. I'm thinking I like the first one a bit better, but this one was fun because you got a bit more backstory, which was fun. And yeah, and it's a really great read, like if you want something short and fast, because comic books, at least this one, very fast. So yeah, really enjoyed it. And then I actually also read, forgot about it, but actually I borrowed A Curse of Dark and Lonely from the library. So I gave it back to the library. I actually have a review up for that one. Yeah, honestly, I was disappointed. Didn't love it as much as people usually say. Like most people say, like it's the best book ever, so good. I read it. I thought it was good. I didn't really love it though. It was. I just kind of. It was fine. I mean, part of it was really interesting, but like I would say, like more or less just three scenes that I loved, and the rest was just kind of fine. So yeah, probably not gonna finish that series. But hey, if they make it into a TV series or movie, I'm thinking I will enjoy it. But am I continuing to read it? No, not that interested. No, can't say I am. And yeah, so let's go on. Yeah, and then I also read The Bright Siders by Jen Wilde. Uh, this is actually a book that I gave, and I actually started for contemporary really fun. So even though it's contemporary, it doesn't count for that. I did actually give it away to charity because I DNF'd it. Didn't like it that much. So yeah, I didn't really like the protagonist, and yeah, so I just kind of DNF'd it pretty quickly. So there's not really that much to say about it. And then we have, yep. And then lastly, I also listened to Inner Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. Talia Hibbert. I started in like 2 weeks ago. I read like listened to like 5 minutes and thought, not really enjoying it. I couldn't really put my finger on why. But then I saw the Scrivener from The Princess and Scrivener said that she loved it and she loved the audiobook of it. So I thought, you know what? I'll try the audiobook again. And I listened to the audiobook this last weekend. Absolutely loved it. So good. So good. Yeah, loved it. Great, great book. Also, I suppose, like, if you prefer reading books, it's not like the audiobook is end all and be all. You can probably just read it and have as much enjoyment from it. Because I mean, I love at least what I enjoyed from it was the story. The nature wasn't like amazing, but the nature wasn't as bad as the first foot. Like, though I can't really say like she was bad because I can't really say why what annoyed me about her. But yeah, so yeah, that's that. Get Life for Chloe Brown was my last book that I finished in February. I read it on audiobook, and yeah, there's yeah, it's all the books really, except the contemporary one, which I already talked about. So yeah, February all in all, I would say it was a pretty nice reading month. Oh yeah, I was about to say, I was about to say Batman, but oh yeah, yeah. I also had like, as I said, as you might have noticed when I did TBR of February, I had a plan of doing February like romance February because of words Valentine's. So like focusing on romance book and all reading romance books. I really love romance. I didn't end up reading only romance, but hey, it was a goal I set myself, and also like I did cheat or like I bended the rules in a way that I thought, well, this book isn't about romance, but it's a book I think I'm gonna love. So there's love in there. So yeah. So like for example, and I also suppose like for example, Bedlam, this Skull Logan Pleasant book. It has some romance scenes in it, but it's not a romance. But it's not. It's not a romance. I suppose it's not like it's not completely void of romance. So slightly it works. And yeah, I also actually forgot about. I also read moment. God, so annoying. So annoying. I also read Charlie Turns into a T-Rex by Sam Copeland, which is a middle grade book, and it's not a romance either, but it's just very very funny, and I did love it. It's a book from library, so I don't have it here. And library books and audiobooks I'll link in the doobly. And yeah, that's all the books I read in February. So all in all, I would say February was a kind of good month really for me. I read quite a lot of books really. Did a lot of audiobooks, and yeah. How good March is gonna go, I'm not sure. Like because this is second book of March, second day of March. And like I'm not feeling up to reading, but I mean most months you have some days when you don't really want to read. At least I think people do. So it's not like you have to read every day of the month. So yeah. So yeah, that's been my March February wrap up. Hope you enjoyed it. This is me saying Renee out.